Okay, I want you guys to grab something that's very important to you. And let's start off by doing a quick reality check this morning. What do you guys feel about that? Everybody watching, so you guys down to do a little reality check today? All right, so let's start off by asking, and I'm excited that you had a very detailed conversation today. That's going to put you ahead of the game, right?
Timing's everything.
Timing is everything, and I'm telling you, hard work pays off. You guys are the guys that are the bosses, so let's figure it out. So ask yourself this question this morning, and obviously, what is it already day 10 of July? Nine. My God, time has been flying. So ask yourself this question: how many listings do you have at this moment? You need to have a very clear understanding of how many listings you are working at this moment. Something that stood out to me, because I hear the average agent complain about, I don't have any business. A lot of the people that I interact with on a day-to-day basis that reach out to me because of social media outlets, their biggest challenge is, why don't I have any business? I am starting to exhaust every single option that I have because of COVID-19 pandemic, and I did not know how to generate any business. Biggest question. You know what I like to answer? Pick up the phone and start dialing. Because the people are there, you just have to put yourself in front of them. So the reality check this morning, start off by asking yourself, how many listings do you have, or how many listings have you created as a part of your daily prospecting routine? Number two, something that's very, very important. How many pending escrows do I currently have? You guys want to secure a paycheck? How many escrows do you currently have? I wanted to show you that it's not impossible. And in the past, I used to feel like, oh man, people are not in the room. I want to tell you that most of our representatives are out there doing something, engaging in some type of real estate activity. So we're in the right direction. I want you guys to know that. And as I was requesting a pipeline report to see how many active deals, there's 19 active deals right now. So you tell me if there's any excuses.
Like 19 here in the office.
19 here in the office.
Yeah.
19.
I thought you had 19 yourself.
We see you. Yeah. No. All of us together. We're a team. And even if it was all me, it's still all of us together. You know what I'm saying? So the point is that we're all a team and there's 19 of them. So I want you guys to do a reality check. This is stuff that I wake up everything. I went to prospecting school just to learn this type of activity. And I still feel like I don't do it efficiency. And for the people that are going to be watching this stuff online, you need to ask yourself this every single morning, because you need a reality check. You know how many people go out in the streets with their bank account below the actual balance and they still swipe that card? You know why they do that? Because they're not keeping track of it. And that's the same way I see it. So how many pending escrows do I have at the moment? What's my GCI at the end of the month? What's my gross commission earned? You need to know this type of stuff. This is basic fundamental stuff. How many appointments do you have today? Ask yourself that question. How many potential appointments do I have today of individuals that are going to get pre-qualified? I want to give you guys a rude awakening. Start being comfortable with being uncomfortable. If it feels weird to you to go to an appointment, you have an issue. You need to get to a point where if you still feel nervous about an appointment, there means that you lack some type of confidence in your craft. The only way to get rid of that is to properly train and execute. I too know what it is to feel and you're like, oh man, I don't really know my script. So if you don't know your script, what do? You practice your scripts until you know them, until you're finely tuned. The last reality check question that I wanted to plant in your head today was, what's the balance in my checking account right now? Does that make any sense to you? Like, is this not something that's alarming to you? Like, yeah, you can say it out loud if you want to. Hey, so we can know who's going to treat lunch. So, but you need to understand these things. And I lived my life for 10 years running away from what my checking account balance. What did you just say? What my checking account balance was. Always running in fear. Didn't even want to download the mobile app because I'm like, do I want to see what I have to see? Yeah, go for it.
I think when I started coming here, you mentioned you check your balance daily, and then I started doing that, and now it's embedded. Like when I wake up, I just check. So like now throughout the day, I know exactly how much I have, and I'm gonna swipe. I know exactly how much I took away. When I wake up the next day, I check. All right, cool. It's like a daily reminder of like how much you have. But when you do deposit, when you do close, that's where you know your GCI is gonna come in. You pretty much up to date.
And and I love you say that because here's a spin-off to that. Why is it important to know how many listings you have at the moment, how many pending escrows, how many appointments you have? Because it allows you to play green light, red light. If I don't have pending escrows, why should I be splurging? If I don't have any listings and I'm not generating anything, why should I be splurging on stuff? Does that make any sense? That's why I tie it up to what's the balance on your checking account? What's the balance on your savings account? What type of income is coming in? And I know it's difficult, but I want you guys to have a very clear understanding because one of our motives here at Global Premier Properties, financial stability. And that's very important to the average consumer. So can you guys have a real quick moment to really reset yourself mentally and ask yourself, is it me that's the problem or is it somebody else that's the problem? Ask yourself too, if you're not participating in the 19 transactions that are open right now as a company, what can you do better? And I'm going to give you the very, very simple tip. Get on the phone and dial. I give you an example. First 6 months, $975. I discovered that I did not have the same opportunity that all the top closers had, all the guys that had all the nice cars. I'm like, I can't do what they do. These guys are way older than me. They've been in the business forever. Picked up the yellow pages, started dialing the numbers religiously. Business owners only, if they would give me an open door, show up right away. And then all of a sudden that started to create, and I could give you ideas over ideas, but you guys need to make a quick analysis of what you're doing properly and what you're not. So write this down. I want you guys to finally tune yourself because you guys need to open up your mentality to the different opportunities that are out there. Number one, for sale by owners. If you are not, and look, here's something I keep forgetting to tell you guys, and I promise I'll mention it more. And for the people that are watching YouTube, everybody that's watching it, if you don't have access to the phone numbers, the way we have it for RedX, you need to ask, hey, how can I get the access to those phone numbers? You know what I'm saying? You need to get that. It's very rare if I'll tell you, hey, I'm going to set you up so you could do it. Get those phone numbers, because in those phone numbers I have for sale by owners. Write down for sale by owners. I want you guys to master the for sale by owners. The expireds are such easy business. I think David, one of the agents, is out right now at an expired, and he's just asking questions all day long. And I think he asked me for access for RedX, and he's calling those numbers, and I think that's what he does. He just goes on there. Just listed script. Your just listed script is super important to your efficiency. Your just sold script, that one's very, very important. And then the most important out of all is your center of influence script. Your center of influence, they keep buying houses right underneath your noses. And then we end up like, how come I didn't do it? You know what they wanted you to do? They wanted you to relationship manage, and they wanted you to, any of those people that are like, I want to buy, I'm in the buying window, until you're like, yeah, whatever, bro. I'm like, I lead generate and I prospect and I do everything that Jesse talks about every single morning.
You put them on a drip campaign.
That's all you do. You put them on a drip campaign. I think I shared some with you this morning. Those people are all being dripped, and even though they're very difficult, they keep clicking. And my campaign keeps telling me, Jesse, this person revisited your site and is revisiting. So you got to go over this. Here's the final script that I just added. Have you guys been learning that it's very difficult to really get a lender to participate in the engagement of originally picking up the loan, the documents. I don't know why that's the case. I'm even talking about myself personally. Yeah, like it's very difficult process to really let all the lenders on the same page when it comes down to like, let's get all the financial documents. Does that make any sense? Just because it's been such a burden. What I've learned is that to add to my script, I have started to practice understanding what financial documents need to be brought to the table the minute that we present. We have a meeting this Saturday, right?
Yes.
I've already provided to you the documents that I need.
I already sent it.
You already sent her, and guess what? When she gets there, I'm already going to do the full financial analysis, and I'm going to tell her, hey, this is what he's going to be showing you. Start looking at these homes. I'm going to do the whole business. I need you guys to be able to have that type of efficiency because it is in your daily lingo to talk about W-2s, pay stubs, tax returns, bank statements, proof of income, all that stuff. Create that as your daily lingo. People go to school for that type of stuff to do the financial part of it. And in that, you know what? You're going to have to learn that it's not all about just those documents. Then you're going to learn that you're going to have to dive in. I never knew how to read a pay stub. You know why? Because I had no interest in the pay stub until I learned like, oh, damn, this escrow's falling apart because the LO didn't look at the pay stub and the pay stub doesn't say $30 per hour. It says 15. What did I have to do? I just had, like, you could tell me about income. I could look at a pay stub and I'll tell you, here's exactly what it is. So one thing, go for it.
Sorry. I just, quick, sorry, cut you off real quick.
No, it's okay.
I literally put up I just want to explain how hot the market is. I literally put up a listing maybe like, what, 20 minutes ago, and I already got 2 texts from agents that want to see the property rate. So just, the business is out there.
Yeah, it's really out there. It's really, you just got to think about hunting people down. Like right now, I have a client that I hunted down for 6 months. Now the tables have turned and now he's calling me. And I asked myself, what did I do so that this person could want to work with me? I touched them 10 times, like phone calls. Does that make any sense? Like I always do that, huh? It's like, nobody's thinking that. Yeah, just to make it clear, because everybody reporting all type of abuse nowadays. We'll cut that, yeah, we'll cut that out. But the point is that you got to do that 10 times. And I have imprinted in my client's mind that I'm the only guy that they should be working with. And I do that so well that every time they think about real estate, they're thinking, oh my God, there he is again. There he is again. How is he there all over again? Because my mind at nighttime is thinking, what do I have to do to appeal to Mr. Pereira so that he can call me every single day? Does that make any sense? So anyway, what I want you guys to do in conjunction is you need to practice 5 powerful affirmations. Here's an example of one. I'm going to be a great husband. I'm going to be a great dad. I'm going to be a millionaire. Once you're ready to write those things down, you make them personalized. And once you've really worked on having those down, then I want you to change it to I'm going to be to I am. Like for me, I've been saying for the last 10 years, I will be the top sales agent in the nation. Now, does that sound unrealistic when you're looking at numbers of people that are doing 500 deals? Hell yeah, it sounds unrealistic. What happens if I get there? What happens if I get to half of it? What happens if I get to 1/3 of it? I'm still doing 100 deals. That's Fernando.
It's better than what you, this is the way I see it. If I get to whatever amount, it's better than what I was before.
What you started at.
Right.
Exactly. So 5 powerful affirmations every single day. Now here's the next step. I need you to write down those affirmations, and then I want you to take copies of those affirmations because those affirmations need to be a daily reminder. If you're trying to be a millionaire, why would you not want to see that every single day? I want to be a millionaire. And maybe if somebody in your family sparks some interest, and again, there's going to be those people that are like, you're so stupid. Like, yeah, sure, you're going to be a millionaire. Like, sure, you're going to sell all those houses, but then it's going to help you identify the people that are on the team and the people that are not. Isn't that easy? Not in a way where it's like, you're on my team, or you're not on my team, we're getting divorced. Just like on the immediate team, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're trying to kick people out already, you know what I mean? You come to me, you know? But the point is that you're going to identify those people. In my lifeline, I've already identified that I know that if I could implement this very simple structure, the tables turn to where eventually they're going to be like, hey, Fernando, what have you been doing? I don't know. I've been writing out stupid affirmations, the stupid affirmations that you talked about that were not going to work for me. All of a sudden they see the change. They say you bought a house, you're getting the keys to your house, you have a car, your car changes. All of a sudden you're representing customers, people are going to you. And what was it? Your auto suggestions and your positive affirmations. So this is what we'll wrap up with, just because we have a lot to do. If you haven't started to implement the structure of previewing properties, there's something wrong. And if you're having a hard time because you don't know how to do it, you need to connect with me. Because most of the time when I get the, where's Jesse at? Guess where do you think I'm at? I'm out prospecting, but I'm looking at properties. I signed up to this to look at properties. That's what I signed up, and to put on a suit and a tie. But I get out there religiously looking at properties. I'm ready for when the consumer calls me. I'm like, this property in this street is listed at this amount, and this is the inside scoop on the property. I think I started to do real estate because I like to chismear. That's what real estate is really all about. Like, this guy wants that, they want this, and it's all like, I just went through a whole scenario right now with a seller that got into a fight with his mother-in-law, calls me like if I'm the therapist, and he's like, we're about to cancel, and I'm over here like, damn, man, 5Gs just to the trash. But it doesn't scare me because the pipeline's not weak. You know why we get into these frustrating moments in our life is because the pipeline is very, very weak. But typically it's been a result of something that you've done to mess up the pipeline. Now, think about the number 19 right now, 19 transactions. You need to participate and hunt to be a part of those 19 transactions. They don't come easy, not even for me. Like right now, I'm going to go sign somebody up. And if I go back and forth and tell you all the stuff this guy put me through, it's almost like, why did I even keep up? But guess what? Listing. He was first a renter. And to me, I'm like, I hate rentals. $500. Who that wants that? I needed $500 back then. So I took the $500. Anyway, I took the $500, maintained the relationship with him, treated me like crap during this whole time. I'm the jerk. But guess what? The jerk is going to get paid now. Now he's selling, buying, and a bunch of different things. It's just relationship forming over and over and over again. So once you have those affirmations, I want you to practice those affirmations for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. You need to be fanatical about it. Somebody in your life needs that structure, where my wife didn't understand why I was out going crazy about not coming home because I had a goal in mind, until she got an understanding that everything was linked together. That affirmation that I was writing down was, I want $40 million in real estate. Before it was like, Jesse's so dumb. Now, Jesse's writing it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All of a sudden, Jesse has a few little properties here and there. And you tell me, is it work or does it not work? And all of a sudden they see it, and now it's like, what are you doing? You're out working so late. Remember that note that you read about $40 million in real estate? I'm not going to get there by sitting at home. But again, you need to focus on the quality or the quantity. My wife wants 24 hours, 7 days a week with me. That's quantity. I prefer to bring value and provide all the nice and beautiful things that life has to it. You get a little bit of me, but you get quality of me. That's the same thing with your customers. Yeah, can they get a very sloppy version of you, a bunch of it? Yeah, of course they can. But can they get a quality you? The only way to do it is by starting to say right now, if you need 5 transactions, and let's do the math real quick. Do an average of $5,000 commission per site. Just do an average, because even though I know you can get 10, 20, 150% commission, what they're not training you on is that, guess what? That's not all free and clear money. there's something that's called taxes that you have to pay. So all that stuff, let's just do a $5,000 average. Then if you have a monthly responsibility of 10,000, how many deals do you have to close every month? 2. So now my affirmations would be, I am closing 2 deals per month. And I am closing 2 deals per month, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Guys, you guys got to believe your own life sometimes. If you don't believe it yourself, I mean, I can't remind you every day, come on, 2 deals, 2 deals, 2 deals. But I will remind you that if you implement this, and even if you get 1 deal a month, you're much closer to being negative for the month. Does that make any sense? So today, what I want you guys to do is make a commitment from the beginning to the end. I see how some of you guys are developing. And the development does not come easy because nothing comes easy. You need to be willing to implement that structure. So how many of you guys can answer this question right now that you've done practicing of your scripts this morning? I can't even say I have. You see how I'm getting into this comfort zone? You see how me not writing down my affirmation about me practicing scripts? Why do I stop? I stop because I feel comfortable with a 19 deal pipeline. Now, let me ask you a question. Is that 19 deal pipeline going to be the same next month? There's no guarantee, right? Yeah, it's going to be more. But if I control my mind to be more. For example, the Saturdays where it's like, I worked so much last Saturday that I don't want to work this Saturday anymore. Instead of having the mentality of like, I worked a lot last Saturday, why don't I duplicate that? So maybe I'll get a cash buyer in all those appointments that have been really crappy. And that cash buyer says, hey, I need to buy in 7 days. Fernando, does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask if I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
I think that when we are used to a different mentality of way of thinking, right? And this affirmation is just basically the way I see it is training your mind in a different way that you haven't done in your life before. You know, it's like you train it this way. This is the way I want it to be, and by doing it daily, like if you keep on making those affirmations, right? Unconsciously, you eventually somehow you're gonna be doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because just like you said, I just barely started like 1 month, a year ago, doing it. And little by little, obviously, you don't see like a big difference right away. But little by little, you see something is going that way that you want to go. Did you get my point?
Yes.
Like when you started, you said you told his wife, right? About the $1 million and
$40 million.
She probably laughed at you or whatever said, right? Now
right.
all of a sudden you're going that way,
right?
You said, oh, it's working. So that's the same thing I see. And you don't see it right away. It's just little pieces, but you have to keep going with your mind.
Right.
Putting the affirmation so you get to whatever number you're going. Like,
yeah.
How big it is, it could be like supernova.
Well, and you know what? Now that you bring that up, that's why you guys have to be very careful with goals, because goals, sometimes we set them up and we fail because once we get to the goal, you're like, I'm already here. Like, good. I already took care of the month. It's done. I'll give you an example. I'll give you 2 examples. This is what we'll wrap up with. I have my programming for keeping my weight under control on check. I felt so comfortable with it. At the other night, I lost full control. Does that make any sense? When you feel like you're in control, you're about to lose control. Check yourself. Let me tell you something that's very dear to my heart, that's important to me. This is why I value this so much, because I complain, I kick, I whine. I wish the deals were handed to me so easily because I feel like I have the experience. When I meet with people, things are just so easy and fast, and I can complain about that when it doesn't go my way. And today I was having a conversation with my mom, and she's out cleaning houses, people's houses. She's cleaning people's houses. Not nothing to frown upon. And then she's cooking, making tamales. She makes food and everything for people. Such a positive attitude towards it. I was all like, damn, man. She's over there cleaning people's houses. I'm over here dressed up, and I'm complaining about I don't practice my scripts. I'm not closing this deal. So I'm thinking to myself, damn, I got to make a real conscious decision. I'm either going to stop, and excuse my language, bitching and complaining, or I better get prepared to go clean houses and make tamales, because those are the only two options. I know there's a million other options. I'm just trying to give you guys an example. You could choose to be a consultant and go through the hard times right now and structure yourself properly. It's the same thing with school. How many of us could have finished school and we were all over the place? I'm one of those examples. Like I could have, like as efficient as I have become and everything, imagine if I would have implemented those strategies when I was in school, I would have had a degree. And now and that's another thing that was a chip on my shoulder. Oh, I didn't close enough deals. Oh, I didn't graduate from school. I didn't do this. You're gonna choose to be the victim or the victor. My mom chose to be the victor, and I was inspired by her because I'm like, damn, I'm over here not trying to pick up the phone to call people, and she has to show up. And not only that, people are being very rude about the cleaners, and to me that breaks my heart because I'm thinking to myself like, man, I wonder if at any point in time she had the opportunity to be in a sales position and she didn't take it because she wasn't prepared mentally. Because guys, this battle that you guys are encountering with sales is up here. You know what I mean?
It is though.
It's like, bro, I go crazy. Like, and you can see all the people are next to me. They're like, wow, like, it's going really good today, huh? And I'm like, yes, it is. It's going really bad today. Why? Because you like carrying that weight hard. But do you see what I'm saying? So so I'm just telling you guys because I'm a direct result of my mother. She put me together, and I'm over here complaining, and she's still grinding it out. You know what I mean? And she was telling me, I can't believe people are paying me $3 for the tamales. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, are you real? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But what got to me is like, we're over here complaining about our little sales job. Like we're trying to find avenues to like come easy. I was talking to Zillow today, and I'm telling Zillow like how much are the leads? Like, you know, I want hot, ready buyers. And I'm complaining about that I have the ability to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I tell you guys this stuff, and today in your global day training, I don't want you to think about the stuff that's happened in the past. Alex, I know you beat yourself up because you're constantly like, man, I want to be put on the phones. I want to do all that stuff. Once you get on the phones, then you're going to learn that, I want to get the deals. I want to be on the deals. And then once you get the deals, you're going to be like, the customers are crappy. What do we do with the crappy customers?
So be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, exactly. And then once you get the customers, you're like, we possibly have a cancellation of contract. So then it becomes such a big stress that I just want to tell you guys, go into it with a very positive attitude. I am also in that hunt. Let's communicate as a team. Let's be efficient. And I want to accept I'm the first person that I take on the approach. I'm not going to tell you, you ask me. But if you guys need more data, the RedX subscription is very, very expensive. The Mojo subscription is very expensive. The KV Core subscription we're already talking about like a $5,000 spend that we're not asking you guys to come up with. Just plug in and then just do it efficiently. And I am changing the way I'm doing the procedure because I am going to start to give you more of the information. But what I want you guys to do is set an appointment today, okay? And look, when the opportunity to do open houses, I already stocked up with 1 million signs. And yeah, it's all about Jesse. You know why it's all about Jesse? Because I've been doing it for 12 years.
Right.
And people already come. Like people walk into the open house, they're like, hey, is he in there? And I always tell people, just close the client, close the customer right now. That's what we got to do as a group. And look, it's going to flow so beautifully if everybody is doing it. Because people from other companies they keep texting me, hey, what do we do for lead generation? Do you think I'm telling them? Absolutely not. I'm just telling them prospect. You just got to get out there and prospect because it's not easy. It's very, very challenging to do it. You know what I mean? But
putting stuff on like Instagram and things like that helps out because like I told you, my friend that I used to work with, he bought a property before I got into it, but he wants to refinance with us now.
yes.
And he's coming tomorrow. So I told him, bro, I can help you. Come over here. Don't waste your time. You know what I mean?
And I see, and I look, that's the type of stuff that, like, you guys are doing such cool things. And that's why I'm like
yesterday, I put that property. I just passed by, I seen the sign going, I seen that they were working.
And I bet you a bunch of hits, huh?
And a bunch of people started hitting me up. They're like, hey, how much is that going for? I don't even know.
You know what I mean? But I'm like,
Hey, but see, you were previewing property, and that's what I'm trying to say. Those things are all linked together, and you preview. Like, I know all my Sylmar inventory. I know Mission Hills inventory. I know North Hills inventory, Porter Ranch, Northridge. Why? Because I'm always paying attention to the inventory. That's just what I'm doing all the time. So I want you guys to have a very clear understanding that you're either going to make a decision that you're going to be posting cool stuff about what you're doing on social media, or you're going to be posting the tamales that you're making and the house cleaning that you're making. Like, trust me, that grind is very respectable. I'm not down talking my mom. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that, guys, we're in the industry where all we do is talk. Like, literally, I don't remember ever picking up a house and taking the actual house to another place. Like, here, you just bought a house. Here it is. You know what I mean? Basically, yeah. And I'm over there, and I'm like, I told my mom, FaceTime me real quick. I want to see what you're doing. She's cleaning houses, and I'm like, wow, that's great. And she's all like, estoy bien contenta. I'm like, why? She's like, cause I'm out here working. Like, I'm going right now from Sunlit. I'm gonna go to Santa Clarita. Then I'm gonna go to Silver Lake. And I'm like, man, yeah. And I picked that up because I feel like sometimes I complain so much that it's like, am I creating an environment of completely complaining when I should be very grateful that I'm being given the opportunity to not lift a finger to produce something? You know what I mean? But I agree with you. And for us to wrap it up, because I'm already extending it, is don't forget to preview property. Abraham, if you did that once every single day on your way to get your wife, I guarantee you that there's going to be somebody that's going to be like, oh man, what do you have that? Boom, lead generated. I generated this lead. You go take out a client, somebody comes in, you guys are constantly doing it. I don't want you to stop and think social media is going to get you all of it. I'm just telling you, if you're already in the
part of it.
Yeah. And I'm responsible for this thing too, because I have this chip on my shoulder and I'm constantly doing things where it's like, man, you know how many people knew that you're doing that? And my approach is kind of like, I'm shy about it because I just don't want them to think that I'm showing off. But unfortunately, we have to show off in order for us to do what the marketplace requires. You know what I mean? Like, taking all these listings, we got to be posting it all up, you know, doing all that stuff. Yes, Fernando?
I was going to say too also that just because of COVID, I haven't done it, but it's something that I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Is to get into the Toastmaster.
Yes.
It's a group. I don't know if you guys know.
You have to join the
Yeah.
Toastmaster.
And I want to do it, and I want to go to like once a week. But I want to, you know, because it helps you better to develop your soft
Right.
skills to how to speak to people, but also you mingling with other people that are in business.
Yeah.
And I wanted it, but right now they're not.
Yeah, they're not doing it. You're gonna have to
So
do
that's
virtual.
one thing, and the Facebook, and that's another tool. Door knocking is another tool.
Yeah.
Call is another tool, and small businesses is another tool.
Look, this is what I'm saying, and I love that you're saying that. You're gonna have to prospect regardless. I asked my mom about, hey, how's your lead generating? Like, what are you doing? She tells me, hablando con toda la gente. I'm talking to everybody. She's lead generating too. I'm sure she's giving quotes on homes that they go hire somebody else.
Right.
I'm sure the environment's the exact same.
It's the same.
So that's why I'm like, look, you're either going to make a conscious decision that you know that whether even in a regular 9-to-5 corporate job, you know how much politics there is there. You still got to be able to prospect all the people that are going to help you get to the top. And so it's just like, you just got to get used to prospecting. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, let me say something that I forgot to mention is that we all are salespeople, regardless.
Right.
Your mom is selling, you even selling yourself to your children, your children are selling to you. We are selling what ideas, right? When you are finding for someone ideas, you're selling your ideas.
Right.
So if you're wasting your time on that stuff, why would I not enjoy this one? It's gonna be rewarded
Much more.
much bigger than wasting my time with politics. You know, someone who
Yes.
likes the other guy and this guy, or religion is like, how do I pay for that?
And look, this is what I'll finish with. All those businesses cost a lot of money. When I opened up my other brick and mortar, it took me $150,000. That's a lot of money just to even open the doors. That's not even to stock it with inventory, no employees, none of that stuff. You know how much you've done and paid in real estate? Let's just say you're in 1,500. Guys, it doesn't make any sense. So anyway, what I want you guys to do is be very, very alert. Practice those things that I'm telling you, and you guys will be successful.
You already know it down.